Chad Gable needs to address his actions.
Yeah, bro.
From against Sami Zayn when he beat up Sami while he was embracing his wife. So he comes out with Alpha Academy. We don't get the thank you. We don't get any sort of like lovey-dovey, like we are a great team. We love each other, blah, 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 blah.
Nah, dead serious, Tom.
Yeah.
Dead serious.
The other three look very uncomfortable. They look like they do not want to be there. And Chad just goes out there and it's just a whiny little crybaby. So far, I am not. I love that he's a heel, but I am not.
Whiny little crybaby.
Yeah, I am not into the way he's going about this right now. I am not into it at all.
It's so spot on though.
Yeah,
it's so right.
I'm just not into it. So basically all he says is that he wasted his time preparing Sami for his match with Gunther, which then kind of like took him out against when in his title match against Sami. And he said that he's just been surrounding himself with losers. He then goes through each member of Alpha Academy and insults them, including
pretty hard,
pretty aggressively. Yeah. And he even went after his main guy Otis. So clearly that's done with. And he says that the reason why he attacked Sami wasn't just because like, oh, I lost and I was bitter. No, it was that I was all sulking like a little biatch in the corner after I lost. And then Sami just had the audacity to come over and try to help me up and put that title in front of me like, what an asshole. And then he still tries to help me up. And then we do it. But then that wasn't enough. He had to go and rub my face in it even more. Can you believe that he went outside of the ring and went to celebrate with his stupid wife? Like, that could have been me with my daughter. Remember the daughter that cried front row when I lost to Gunther? Yeah, that one, because this means more to me, damn it. This means more to me. And yeah, then he asks Alpha Academy, he tells them that they are going to do whatever it takes to make sure that they focus on him and his path to getting the Intercontinental Championship, and demands that they say they will do whatever it takes, which Otis does very reluctantly. So yeah, so we're just seeing the makings of a heel Chad Gable.
That was so funny. I was watching it and I'm laughing at you saying it because that was legitimately my reaction when he was talking. Because it was so little kid trying to get his way, like spoiled little brat who he doesn't know what losing feels like and is so accustomed to getting what he wants. And then to see like everything he said, it's not like Sami went up to him and like picked him up, low blow, then made out with Chad Gable's wife. No, it was not like that. It was Sami having a wholesome moment with his family in his hometown where you saw the intro. That was where he watched his first wrestling show. So it was so ridiculous to make that your villain arc. And that's why it's hilarious for the sheer fact that we hate Chad Gable because he's basically a whiny little brat.
Yes. Well, and I think, awesome. It's doing its job because I just think he's annoying. But it's like for me, because I typically, obviously, I gravitate towards heels. I'm not interested in like cheering him on. So I guess maybe they're actually doing their job.
Yeah, they're listening to you.
But I do think that this is the way that they had to go about it with Chad, because I think that if they just tried to turn him into a heel, it wasn't going to work because it not as believable with a guy who's been like pushed down your throat, like we've said, nauseatingly nice and like ha 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 ha, like fun, happy-go-lucky guy. Like you can't just like flip a switch and make him into like the most hated guy on the roster. Like that's not going to happen. So I feel like it does fit his character a lot more to be the whiny little baby complaining about how he didn't win because he's better than everybody else. How dare you do this and this and that? Like he's a party pooper. Like that is like his gimmick, but I think it works, and I think that might continue. It'll continue to work. And I think, we're going to see how this develops between him and Sami, who wasn't there last night. But But then there's also the added element of how this is going to work out with Alpha Academy. Like, what is that? How is that going to go? And how are they going to eventually say we can't do this anymore? You know what I mean? And like,
yeah,
I'm interested in that, but I'm not interested in like an Otis versus Chad Gable feud. You know what I mean? Like, that is where I draw the
no.
line. That
I
is,
mean,
I can try to be like supportive of a heel Chad Gable at some point, but I'm not going to be like, let's go Otis. I'm not doing that. I can't do it. Like,
oh my
Alpha
god,
Academy had their place, but I am not interested in that kind of feud. So
that's so funny. I can't. I see the. I mean, obviously the Creed brothers are being expected in the comment section we see it here, to be
maybe,
aligning with Gable.
ooh.
And that I see being a team angle type situation
Yes, which would
wholeheartedly.
make sense whenever Alpha Academy decide they don't want to do
Yeah,
Chad
because
Gable's bidding.
Otis needs to go and do his own little singles run. Honestly, in NXT, he'd thrive down there. Tozawa, you got to keep around because I want to see that aggressive side
And you
of
still need
Tozawa.
also like supporters for Maxine, you know.
She got Ivy Nile.
Yeah, but it would be still cool to see like them carry on like supporting her. I mean, they had a whole love thing with Otis, so it's like that's not just gonna
Have
end,
him
but
maybe
maybe it
roast
does. I
him.
don't know.